We've seen a few ports of their games already in this project, but I feel like with Hellfire S, we are now at peak Toaplan. The beloved shoot-'em-up developer is now at their height, and the PC Engine is getting high-quality ports of those classic games. It's a match made in heaven for shoot-'em-up fans, and we've got a lot of it coming. Hellfire was Toaplan's first 1989 arcade release, so it's been a few years before it reached the PC Engine. The arcade game was known for its excessive difficulty, and I'm probably going to wind up saying that for every Toaplan game from this point on. The PC Engine version got a pretty significant makeover. That's why it's Hellfire S on the cover, and the title screen says, The Another Story. Technically, the game is given a different plot, though as far as I can tell, the stages are all identical. And I don't mean they all have the same theming and some bosses that are generally the same shape. I mean, as far as I can tell, the stages between the arcade version and this PC Engine version are identical. You're losing a bit of graphical fidelity, but the enemy and power-up placements, their scale and how they move, all seem identical to the arcade version. Well, I should put a caveat on that, because the game defaults to easy mode. There are two difficulties, easy and normal, and I recorded most of my footage on easy because I prefer to use the default settings. It's always safe to say that that's the intended experience. When I tried out a few stages on normal, enemies shot a lot more bullets. So that seems to be the primary difference there. The plot of the game is that in the future, aliens attack, and the Earth's conventional weapons are useless against them. All of the other pilots are dead, so Kaoru is woken up by her boss, who is also her dad, and sent out with her friend Yu to fight the alien forces. The game takes place across 6 stages, and it's almost entirely Earthbound, because the aliens are terraforming the planet as they invade. So this stage that has Egyptian guys and looks like it's set in space? No, the cutscene actually says that's in North Africa. I guess the aliens just arrived there and went, you know, this Egyptian stuff looks pretty cool, let's copy a ton of it. The big feature of Hellfire is that your ship has 4 different firing modes available to it. You rotate through these by pressing button 1. You start out shooting straight ahead, then press the button and you fire behind you. Push it again and you shoot up and down. One more time and you fire in a cross pattern from your ship. And then pushing the button again rotates things back to shooting forward. So rather than having special weapons or power-ups you get that cover those blind spots, in Hellfire you need to switch up what you're doing. The stages are all designed around that weapon direction feature. Right from stage 1, there will be things you can't shoot unless you change which direction you're firing. Of course, they can shoot you. And the bosses are designed to take advantage of this feature, with weak points that shift around and require that you swap where you're firing in order to keep damage going. Mastering this system is not easy. There's always a question of what do you need at this exact moment, and can you rotate your weapons fast enough to get you there? I wound up using the crossfire as kind of a neutral state. It gave decent enough coverage against things when I didn't know what was coming up. But as you learn the stages, you'll be better prepared and will be firing in the correct direction when that threat comes in. There are a handful of power-ups in Hellfire S. The Ps increase the damage from your guns. This will give you larger bullets, then more of them, and then a big stream of fire, and then a lot of streams of fire. Honestly, it feels pretty good when you get it fully upgraded and are sending jets of flame everywhere. Hellfire S does not have an auto-fire, so you'll need to either mash button 2 as fast as possible to shoot, or turn your controller's turbo switches on. The S is for the speed power-up, and there is an option where you can increase your default speed, though I didn't turn that on. You definitely need to get a few of these because you are very pokey, but there are some portions that require really fine flying, and so you don't want to get too many. I think 3 is about the right number for me, but you'll have to get a feel for it yourself. The Bs are just bonus points, 2,000 each, and there are 1-ups that will appear from certain targets. Finally, there's a new addition for Hellfire S, the G symbol, that will let you take 2 hits before you're destroyed. Your ship will change color to indicate how much damage you can take. That shielding protects you from getting shot, rammed by enemy ships, and from running into terrain. So the shield here is a bit more effective than it is in most games. If you get destroyed, then you reappear right where you are, though you lose every single power-up that you have, including your speed. You're given 5 lives to start with in Hellfire S, but this is definitely one of those shooters where once you lose a life, it becomes a real battle to claw your way back, and you're probably going to lose a lot more than that. If you get a game over, then you can continue from the start of the stage, and that option is located on the main menu, so you have as many continues as you need. Japanese players really like Hellfire S. I mean, they like the original Hellfire too, but everyone I saw seemed to be really positive on the changes that were made here, especially the music and cutscenes. And my own opinion on it is that it is a very good game, but not one that I'd recommend to someone new to shoot-'em-ups. That's something that's always in my mind because the PC Engine is a shoot-'em-up system. A lot of the shooters for it are good, but also designed for people who are already good at shoot-'em-ups. And Hellfire S is one of those. Anyone who is already a fan of the arcade game will go, "This is a great port," and have a blast. At least they defaulted to the difficulty being turned down, which gives new players a chance to not be completely overwhelmed. I think this is a great port of Hellfire, I think the new additions are good, and I think anyone who's a shooter fan would have a blast. It's just not the most welcoming game for newcomers.